Germany, I like that. Show up and throw up. Reminds me of my first speech. An old Cherokee was teaching his grandson about life. He said there's a fight going on inside of all of us. It's a fight of two wolves. One wolf is evil. He harbors feelings of anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other wolf is a good wolf. He harbors feelings of joy, peace, love, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. He said the same fight's going on inside of you. And it's going on inside of everybody that you know. Now the grandson thought for a minute or two, and he said, "But grandfather, who will win the fight?" And the old Cherokee Indian simply replied, "The one you feed the most." The one you feed the most wins. Do you realize that we talk to ourselves more than anybody else in the world? We have 50,000 thoughts going through our head a day. And our thoughts can change our trajectory of our life, of our day, our week, our month, our year, our decade, and our lives. Good or bad, success or failure. Last November, I was on the Kauffman Foundation for Entrepreneurship's website looking at taking some classes. And I saw an ad. Do you have the drive to change the trajectory of your business? Yes, I do. Do you lead a company that has been in business more than 2 years? I do. Check. Do you generate sales in excess of $150,000 a year? Check. Do you have a strong market that can generate more than $1 million in sales? Check. So I applied. And it was almost like a mini business plan. It's almost like going to the dentist for me. It's something you have to do, but you dread doing it sometimes. But I went through the process and I did it. 2 weeks ago, I got a call from the director, Jill Meyer, of Scale Up. And I was one of 15 businesses that was selected for this year's cohort, or this semester's cohort. I'm humbled to be a part of the group that was started yesterday, or that we started our semester yesterday, or a cohort yesterday. I'm humbled in the fact that that's where I'm at this point in my life, because 16 months ago, I changed my trajectory. I read a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Hobbs, where he started talking about self-talk and about how we talk to our subconscious mind and about what we tell ourselves. And I realized that I had it all wrong. For about 10 years, I was burned out of my industry, burned out of the alarm business, the contracting industry. I was burned out of it. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to keep my company, if I wanted to shut it down, what if I wanted to go to work for somebody else, do something else. I was at a crossroads. And I read the book, and I realized that I was talking to myself all wrong. From everything from what I wanted to in a girlfriend, in a spouse, in work, in a job, in personal relationships, I was talking about don'ts. I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, instead of talking about what I do want. And after reading the book, I changed my paradigm. I changed how I looked at things. Isn't it funny that when you change the way you look at things, everything changes the way it looks? So I changed my thinking. And I decided to grow my business. I decided to grow my contracting business into something more. And it has led me to this point today, where yesterday I started the first class of Scale Up. That's sponsored by the Kauffman Foundation, partnered with the SBA, and is part of UMKC. They find companies in the metro that are poised for scaling, that have opportunities to scale to bigger, and they coach, mentor, and they help you get to that next level, help you break that ceiling that we all have sometimes. So December, January, I took a step back and I looked back at 2017. And I think a lot of business owners, a lot of people fail to reflect. They fail to see where they've come from. We're always searching, we're always pushing for the next level, trying to get to the next step. But in the past year, my sales have doubled. My revenues have more than doubled for the year. I've got 4 employees now, 2 part-time, 2 full-time, that I didn't have a year ago. I'm in the process of buying an office building, which I went and saw a year ago. And I knew it was going to be mine, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. But it's coming to fruition, and I should close on it in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Knock on wood. So everything has changed for me in the last year. I've gotten more focused on what I want and where I want to go. So my call to action to you is take a look at your life. Is it going where you want to go? Are you hitting the marks you want to hit? And if so, great. But if not, what are you telling yourself? Is it good, bad, or indifferent? And if it's bad or indifferent, change. It's never too late. Thank you.